typically we'd plan this for people to be in person and y'all to have some time to go over things. I also know that I've heard from other teachers, and this is always the case, summer school doesn't get hired until almost graduation plans and graduations are already done. So I know we'll have people adding in and coming back and things of that nature. Um, so it's being recorded today. Summer school learning, give a quick overview. We have two things going on, or several things going on. There are two audiences in the room today. We have people here who are doing, probably actually three. We have people who are working on EOC and credit recovery for English 1 and 2. And then we have people who are working on advanced English 3 and 4. I mean, it's built for those people, but I will show you all of what's going on with that here in just a second. I'm getting distracted by the transcript scrolling over there. All right, so that said, what we'll have time to do is we'll talk through what we're looking at. You'll have time to peruse the resources. I think a lot of you, how many of you, just sound off in the chat, this is not your first year doing summer learning? All right, cool. Melissa's done it before. Shay's done it before. I feel like if you haven't done it before, Andrea, not new to this. Thank you. All right, cool. Well, as we talk about credit recovery and EOC remediation, what's happening in your class, and they change how they structure this from time to time. But it looked last year we did a thing where it was like there's a morning session and there's an afternoon session, and we set up the credit recovery class so that you can also teach EOC remediation for those kids who failed that, who are coming in trying to figure out how to do that. So if you have kids who are needing to recover a credit and they're also having to retake STAR, they're also going to be okay in your English 1 and English 2 class. So the way it works is here on the screen. Recovering credit for semester 1 is the morning session. Recovering credit for semester 2 is the afternoon session. If we're recovering both semesters, you go to both morning and afternoon. If you're recovering credit and needing EOC remediation, you go to everything as well for the first 2 weeks. The students who are recovering credit are going to be with you all 3 weeks of the course. The EOC remediation kiddos, these students will be with you for the first 2 weeks, but not week 3, because once the test is over, there's no need for them to be there. All right. So what's going to happen? It's 3 weeks. The morning session is semester 1. We talked about that. We did genre-based comprehension, author's craft, writing process teaks in weeks 1 and 2. There's EOC prep. There's review for all the genres, so they're ready for everything by the time the test shows up. And then in week 3, it's a research unit that runs through the morning and the afternoon. All right, so Trisha, can you drop in? I'm going to have Trisha drop in the English. They're going to be dropped in by subject. So English 1, you'll get 3 links. And I'm going to show you what those look like in just a second. You'll get 3 links there. And it's going to be a companion document for the curriculum resources, a calendar and an outline, and then also a Canvas course. You can get to all of this through Curriculum Central. If you've used Curriculum Central a lot, you probably hang out right here. And so that's where you're going to hit secondary core curriculum. Reading and language arts is all right here. But now, where did it go?
Quick note, Chris, on the Canvas course, you need to be logged into Canvas and have Commons already open before you hit that link. If you hit that link without being in Canvas and in Commons, it won't take you anywhere that you can get to. So don't click on that link until you open Canvas and Commons.
All right. So have you dropped in the English 1 and the English 2? Like we have English 1.
Sorry, English 2 also. Sorry.
I thought let's do English 1. I did say English 1. So the English 1 documents are going to have the companion doc, the calendar outline is in there too. And then inside that, there's also the Canvas course. When you go to Curriculum Central, let me go back. When you go to Curriculum Central and you get to, hey, do I want to go to elementary or secondary? Probably to get to English in the past, your regular curriculum, if you're still going and checking out those documents we write, that's right here. But where you want to go for summer school is down here. And then English language arts and reading. And then you can see like, hey, there's English 1 through 4 summer school, and it gives you each one. So just to give you an example from English 1, you can come here. This is the companion document, which we linked you to. Inside that companion document will be a link to the Canvas course as well, which again, you'll want to have Canvas Commons open, and then you can copy paste that, or you can copy modules from that course into your own course as you see fit. But there's also this course outline for English 1 and 2, and there's 3 different ways you can look at the course. If you're more comfortable looking at our curriculum documents, there's a curriculum document. If you want to see like seriously day by day, what should I be teaching and where are the links, this calendar will do that for you. And if you want to connect either way you like to look at it to the Canvas course in Commons, you can just pop that open and work your way through there. So those are all the 3 different ways for English 1 and 2, how you can access the curriculum and look at what we've written. We tried really hard. We put in for you different texts. They're all PDF'd, so it's all HMH texts, or Gale sometimes resources that you can open the PDF, print out if you need to, or just copy it into your Canvas course, because we know that rostering and everything else with HMH in the summer is a pain in the rear. So that's those pieces right there that I wanted to make sure that you saw kind of how to get to that and how you might want to use that and so on and so forth. All right. So then the English 3 and English 4 acceleration is an all-day course. You're covering a year's worth of material in 15 days. They will be with you all 3 weeks of the course if you're English 3 and English 4. English 3 and English 4 have a companion document and a Canvas course. We didn't go into the calendar outline as much because you're not prepping for an EOC, so you don't have to look at that as much. But Trisha's going to drop those links. Thank you, Trisha, into the chat. And those, again, there's also if you just want to see your standards, you can also look at the YAG, the year at a glance, or I guess maybe we should call that the SAG, the summer at a glance. Anyway, those are there for you. Again, we pulled PDFs and texts that you could easily print out and access and put those in the documents as well. Are there any questions up to this point? That's a big no. All right, cool. I think that's the longest wait time I've given it in a while. All right, so the Canvas course links are also here if you want to put the bit.lys in. This was more for when we were in person. But what I'd like you to do is I'm going to put on a 5 to 10 minute, about a 10-minute timer, and then give you time to look over the documents, think about what you might be using, think about how you might plan with it. You can feel free to chat with other people in the chat about what you're going to do, but we want to give you about 10 minutes just to look through all the resources here. Normally, if we were in person, y'all could group up and talk through them. I didn't think you would want, if anybody really wants to do breakout rooms, I can probably make that happen. Or I can just give you 10 minutes to look at the documents and think through it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll set a 10-minute timer, and then I will check in with you in 10 minutes. Please take a look at those things, and if even if you looked at them and used some of them last year, go back and take a look and make sure, like, okay, it hasn't really changed that much. I don't think I'm ready. I can use my old lesson plans, or, think about, like, I don't remember where those lesson plans are. Let me see what we got. 10 minutes starting now. Okay, that was about 10 minutes. Did everybody get a chance to click through and check things out and at least, make sure everything we link to actually opens and works? I see some thumbs up. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions for me or Trisha or both of us? This is almost always my favorite PD of the year. It's like, just show us the stuff and leave us alone, man.
We will be around until June 12th. So as you're kicking things off, if you do have questions or any stumbling blocks or anything as you're planning and getting started, please shoot one or both of us an email. We work fairly closely with each other, even on all of the 4 of the grade levels. So we will be around for assistance.
All right.
Shay is typing something. So
oh, Shay is typing something. I'm sure Shay has a burning question. Yeah, I know. Like, so yeah, some of you come in and we tell you like this is the way it works, and you're like, I don't know what I'm teaching yet. They haven't told me.
The good news is that all of them are very similarly structured.
Mm-hmm.
And so even the English 3 and English 4 follow the same basic format in terms of what genre and things like that are taught during each of the 3 weeks. So even if it's not the same subject you taught last year, it's going to look very similar in terms of format. You're just going to have different texts and complexity and things like that.
And if you're like, man, I sure wish I'd known, and you find out before the 19th, and you like, Shay and Steve have always told me, like, man, I just don't get to go to enough PD. We're repeating this PD on the 19th. You can come then if you find out what your assignment is or you want to team with somebody. Shay gave me the thumbs up to that. Thanks, Jay. All right. I'm going to trust. I know you guys are going to plan. You don't have to hang out in a Teams meeting to plan. We're going to go ahead and give you your kick-up code. Again, reach out via email if you have questions. If you have colleagues who get signed on after the 19th and desperately want information from this training, we have clearly we're recording this and we can send them, or even if they just have to check off that they did the training, we can send them what's probably going to be about a 30-minute video and they can check off this time. All right.
Thank you.
You bet.
If
you don't have any more questions, you're free to go. And always reach out via email or call us on our extensions. We're happy to help. And we do actually, there's our extensions if you need them. Cool.
Hey, Chris, I have a question.
Yeah, Melissa.
For students that you don't have morning and afternoon for that week 3 research project, how do we work that out?
Yeah, because like the morning is going to be the research time and the afternoon is the presentation time, huh? I think you could just have them. I think the way it works out across the curriculum is that like the first semester they end up just having to produce an annotated bib and not actually having to do the full like write a research paper or do a research presentation or multimodal product. So I think what you could do is simply just have it conclude with the annotated bibliography. Or if you're like, hey, man, annotated bibliography is kind of boring. Wouldn't you like to throw this into a Canva infographic? I think it'd be really easy to do that as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
The way it was designed was exactly like what Chris just said, because semester 1 recovery, they only are required to write an annotated bib during that first semester. So all of the students could be researching the same type of thing, but the ones who are there for both morning and afternoon are going to end up writing an annotated bib and doing a multimodal. So that's the way that it was designed. I mean, you can be flexible on what you want their product to be, however you want to do that, but that's the way it was designed.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So if we have a kid just in the afternoon and he doesn't get that time in the morning, just work it out with him, like give him some time and maybe shorten it down, or.
Yeah, I think that is the one-off crazy thing that could happen is give them time to do research in the afternoon or to get it together and just produce it. And honestly, if they didn't write that research paper during the school year, like you could even ask them, like, is that part you skipped? Because if you didn't finish the project, you could work with them and say, get your research that you already did and finish that project if you want, because that's really what we're trying to measure is, do they have the skill set and can they do the piece we want them to do?
Okay.
Sound good?
That sounds good. Thank you.
You bet. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Hello?
Hello? Kendra, you still with us?
Yes, I actually just joined. Is there another training? I completely forgot.